Now, this next topic is about just the culture and separating your day one peers as you start your new journey in life. That was a tough part of my life because how real can we get on here?
All the way.
Okay.
All the way.
Okay.
All the way.
Humbly and respectfully, the life that I was living 10 years ago was totally like a 180 from what I'm doing today. I've always been a stand-up parent. I've always worked hard. I've always had a career. I've been in my career for almost 20 years now, and I've always worked. But I also got into some things that, it was just a part in the phase of my life. So pretty much I had an escort service, and I was, just trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out life, trying to figure out, the next step, the next move, and just working with what I had, the tools that I had, and what I understood. So with that being said, living that life, being out. Hanging out at the clubs, my old friends, we were, doing a lot of stuff that wasn't conducive to, growing as a man. Like, we had a lot of fun, but it really was no growth there. So when I decided, and I've had a long history with my day ones and my friends, but I noticed that when I started to make decisions for my future, and I said, certain things I can't do anymore, so I gave up that whole life. A lot of my friends, the people that said they love me, they didn't support that. They didn't support me. They didn't support this new journey that I was, this new direction I was going in my life. And that's one thing that I say. People that love you, they're going to support you even if they're not even a part of this new journey, right? If that's what love is. It's not about trying to hold you in one place, in one space. Because what happens is when I feel like people can see the light in you. People can see that you're an exceptional person. People can see the future. They can see a lot of great things in you. But if their heart is not in the right posture, long as they can see it and you can't, they're okay with that. Long as they can see the potential, long as you don't see it, they're okay with that. Because until you see the potential, we tend to stay in that same vein. We tend to stay in the same environment. But once they start to see you changing, they start to see you moving different, that's when the attacks come. Oh, that's when you're not real. That's when you acting funny. That's when you think you better. And it's like, I understand. I came to this conclusion the other day. I said, people, the fear is because they know where you're going. There's no place for what you've been doing, and a lot of times there's no place for them in this new season, in this new space and direction that you're going. So they say it out of selfishness, they say it out of maybe fear, and they say it out of because for some reason we like for people to remain the same. And when you're a person of challenging yourself and wanting to continuously grow in different aspects of your life, people are comfortable in complacency. They don't see it for themselves. They don't want you to do it either. So I said that to say, I got married. I got serious. I took on a relationship that in time turned into a marriage. I got, 4 step kids. I have 2 biological. So now I got a family of 6. And my priorities change. It's no longer about my friends. It's about my family. And this is a man's foundation. This is you sitting on your principle. This is you sitting on your word. And when there's young-minded people that don't understand that, you have to separate. Because when you separate, then you elevate. And I understand and I believe that I built in 10 years with my wife a lot. And I realized that marriage has been the hardest thing that I've ever had to do. Marriage was the hardest thing that I've ever had to embrace and understand, because I came to the type of environment that I came up in, and my ways of thinking in a young man's mind, a childish, immature mind of how a man's supposed to be, all this stuff. When I got in that relationship, I realized that you got to get rid of all that. A lot of that is toxic. A lot of it just don't work. And you got to actually consider somebody else. You got to learn how to really love, though. Love, embrace, and love yourself too, though. Like, and the commitment came to myself before it came to my wife and my family. I said to myself, one time I said a prayer, and this one I didn't really know how powerful prayer was. I said a prayer, and I asked her, the Spirit kept coming to me, and it said, Just pray. And I'm like, okay, I got to pray. So I said a prayer and it came out. You confess with your mouth. I said, whatever is not for me, please remove it out of my life. And like that, things started to happen. And I said, wait, it has to be real because I just asked for this. And as I trusted my process, even though it was hard, even though I had to break down these barriers that I put up, even though I had to learn how to really treat a woman, because I was in the escort industry and I was, a gentleman of leisure. Ain't that what they call it? So you kind of do whatever you want, and there's really no accountability in that. You're just making this up as you go, and you're trying to control. And really, I've learned that once I stopped trying to control life, and I've learned how to flow with life. It's like swimming. You ever try swimming up a river? The river never gets tired. You will tire out before the river. So once you learn how to go with it and maneuver with it, things open up. And I said that to say this, like a lot of the people, I tell you, man, I don't even hang out with people no more. My family first, my wife, we building every day. And I'm on my path. I'm on my purpose. And I've realized, and I'm starting to see like your desires change. My desires have changed. My mindset has shifted. My life has been flourishing, and there's a lot of downs too, but just rolling with the punches, man, and just to keep going every day. So the day ones, man, and how I move, I'm a Cancer, so I can have a friend for 20 years. You do start doing weird stuff, hey, I love you, I'll let you go. If it doesn't fit in what I'm doing, as far as like loving and reciprocity of giving and taking, and if it's just one-sided and selfish, I don't do it because I'm not selfish. But I tell you what, I am mindful of how I allow people to spend my time. And you got to be selfish with your time. That's another thing, because every minute counts, especially when you focus, especially when you got a destination, especially when you understand that your life is bigger than me. My life is bigger than me. I am of service. I'm here to serve my wife. I'm here to serve my children. I'm here to serve my peers. What I want to bring to the world is a change that I would like to see. I come into the room. I just try to give off this. I don't even try. I do, because I when I'm out, I understand the impact that what I bring to the world. It comes back and it's good. So the day ones, that shit don't. Ain't no day. Day one could be gone tomorrow, and I could meet somebody today that would hop on my path, and so yeah, the day one shit, that's just something that I think people have been saying, and they just attach themselves, but the day one don't mean nothing. I mean, not like that. It's about loyalty,